A receptionist humiliated a young boy with cruel remarks, not knowing his father owns the hotel. What happened next left everyone stunned. Stay with us for a powerful story of assumptions and justice. Subscribe now for more inspiring stories. We truly enjoy connecting with you and hearing where you're watching from. Let us know in the comments. The lobby of the Grand Elite Hotel in New York City was a showcase of elegance and luxury. The marble floors gleamed under the warm glow of an ornate crystal chandelier, while polished mahogany furniture and fresh floral arrangements exuded sophistication. Behind the marble reception desk stood Linda Caldwell, a seasoned receptionist with a sharp eye and an even sharper tongue. Linda prided herself on catering to the hotel's elite clientele and had little patience for anyone she deemed unworthy of the space. That afternoon, Ethan Cooper, a 14-year-old boy dressed in jeans, sneakers, and a simple hoodie, walked into the hotel. His confident stride was at odds with his casual attire, but Ethan was no ordinary guest. His father, Mr. Jonathan Cooper, was the hotel's owner. Ethan made his way to the reception desk, carrying a small backpack slung over his shoulder. Linda glanced up and immediately dismissed him with a sharp look, assuming he didn't belong. Ethan approached the desk and offered a polite smile. "Hi, I'm here to see my dad. Can you let him know I'm in the lobby?" Linda's lips tightened. She scanned him from head to toe, her gaze lingering on his sneakers. "Your dad. This isn't a hangout for kids, you know. Maybe you're looking for the diner down the street." Ethan blinked, caught off guard. "No, I'm supposed to meet him here. Jonathan Cooper. He's in a meeting upstairs." Linda let out a sarcastic laugh. "Jonathan Cooper. That's a good one. Look, kid, this is a luxury hotel. People like you don't just walk in here and demand to see the owner." Ethan's polite demeanor didn't waver. "I'm not demanding. I just need you to let him know I'm here." Linda waved him off dismissively. "I don't have time for this. You can leave or I'll call security." Ethan stepped back slightly, his expression calm but thoughtful. Around him, a few guests turned to watch the interaction, their curiosity piqued. Would Ethan stand his ground or walk away? Ethan considered his father's frequent advice. Always stay calm and let people show who they are before you react. "Ma'am," Ethan said patiently, "I'm not trying to cause any trouble. My dad is expecting me." Linda rolled her eyes. "Sure he is, and I'm the Queen of England." She reached for the phone. "Security, we have a trespasser in the lobby. Please escort him out." Ethan sighed but didn't argue further. He had learned long ago that people often judged based on appearances. His father had taught him that the best way to handle situations like this was to let the truth unfold naturally. Ethan stepped aside as the security guard arrived, watching Linda's smug expression. Should he reveal the truth now or wait for his father to handle it? As the security guard approached, Ethan watched the scene unfold with quiet composure. He could feel the weight of the eyes on him, some curious, others judgmental. This wasn't the first time he had been dismissed because of how he looked, and his father had always told him, "The truth speaks louder than assumptions. Let people reveal themselves before you act." Linda, emboldened by the guard's arrival, crossed her arms smugly. "About time. Let's get this over with." Ethan let out a soft sigh and pulled out his phone. As he dialed, he glanced at the guests watching from the lobby seating area, noticing a few shaking their heads in quiet disapproval of Linda's behavior. "They're waiting for me to say something," Ethan thought, "but I'll let my dad do the talking." The phone rang twice before his father answered. "Hey, Dad," Ethan said, keeping his voice calm. "I'm in the lobby, but I think there's a misunderstanding. You'll want to handle yourself." Linda scoffed loudly. "Oh, please. What are you going to do? Have him pretend to be the owner? This is getting ridiculous." Ethan raised an eyebrow at her but didn't reply. He spoke into the phone again. "Yeah, Dad, she's calling security on me. You should probably come down now." Linda froze for a moment, the word "Dad" seeming to hang in the air. Her confidence wavered slightly, but she quickly brushed it off with a dismissive laugh. "Nice try, kid." Jonathan's gaze swept across the room, quickly spotting Ethan near the desk. His warm smile faded as he noticed the security guard standing beside his son. He strode toward the desk, his footsteps echoing in the marble lobby. "What's going on here?" Jonathan asked, his voice calm but firm. Linda's confident demeanor faltered. She stepped forward, assuming he was another guest. "Sir, I'm sorry for the disturbance." This boy was loitering in the lobby and claimed to know Mr. Cooper. Jonathan raised an eyebrow. Claimed to know me. He turned to Ethan. You okay, son? Linda's face went pale. Ethan gave his father a small shrug. I tried to tell her, Dad. Jonathan's expression hardened as he turned back to Linda. This boy is my son. Care to explain why you had him escorted out instead of simply calling me? Linda stammered, her earlier arrogance replaced by panic. I didn't realize. He didn't look like. Jonathan cut her off with a raised hand. That's exactly the problem. You didn't bother to ask questions or treat him with respect. You judged him based on nothing. Linda froze, her face flushed with embarrassment. Around them, guests murmured, some filming the scene on their phones. Jonathan's next words would determine her fate. Jonathan turned to the security guard. Thank you for doing your job. You can return to your post. The guard nodded and stepped back, clearly relieved to be out of the situation. Jonathan's focus shifted back to Linda, his tone firm and deliberate. Your job, on the other hand, is to treat every guest with respect, regardless of how they're dressed or who you think they are. That's the standard of this hotel, and it's one I expect every employee to uphold. Linda's eyes widened, her earlier confidence replaced by panic. Sir, please, I didn't mean any harm. It was a misunderstanding, she stammered, her voice trembling as she realized the gravity of the situation. Jonathan's expression didn't soften. Misunderstanding or not, this behavior is unacceptable. I hold my staff to a higher standard because that's what our guests deserve. Today you failed that standard. Linda glanced nervously around the lobby, catching the judgmental stares of other guests and staff. The weight of the situation was crushing her, and she seemed at a loss for words. Jonathan let the silence linger for a moment before continuing. This isn't just about my son. It's about anyone who walks through those doors. If you can't treat everyone with dignity, this isn't the place for you. Linda nodded shakily, her voice barely above a whisper. I understand, sir. It won't happen again. Linda was immediately sent for retraining with a warning that further incidents would result in her dismissal. Jonathan apologized to Ethan for the experience, though Ethan shrugged it off with a smile. It's okay, Dad. It was kind of fun watching her dig her own hole. Jonathan chuckled. You handled yourself well. Let's make sure this doesn't happen again to anyone. The story spread quickly among the staff, serving as a powerful reminder to treat everyone with dignity. Linda's arrogance had cost her more than her pride. It had earned her the disapproval of her colleagues and a lesson she wouldn't soon forget. Ever witness someone being unfairly judged? Share your story in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful lessons and inspiring tales.